Hi, welcome to a new twin flame reading. I decided to film this one outside, and when I sat down to film, I don't know, but I kind of forgot that right now the sun is so high on the sky. It's like midday here. And so when I sat down to film, I was like, this looks weird because you can hardly see my eyes. And this is really actually the feeling of the masculine energy. It's like there is this shell that is still intact, but the inside feels hollow. It's like there's this surface, but the inside is empty. There's no soul anymore. And so there is a lot of pain right now within the masculine energies. And of course, everyone, we all hold both masculine and feminine energies, but it's like, if there are people, or the people that are really in their masculine energies at this point in time, it feels like, meaninglessness in a sense. It's like, what is the purpose of my life? There's a lack of soul. That's what it feels like. And so I did already pull some animal spirit cards, and the two cards that came out was the turtle in reverse together with the snake card. And it's quite interesting to me because when I looked at the turtle upside down like this, it looks to me as if the turtle is falling. It's plummeting. It's like it's falling into darkness. It's falling from its graces. It's falling from its position in a sense. And the feeling of that shell, it's like, yes, the structures still remain, but they are hollow at this point in time. That's what it feels like. And so I had to, as I was walking in the forest, I just knew that I had to do the reading here in front of this tree. It's like, it's a fallen tree, it's a fallen tree, and that is really the energy of the masculine right now. It's a fallen tree, something that is hollow, but it's still real, it's still physical. It hasn't fully transitioned. That's what it feels like. And so with the snake energy, this is an energy of transformation, of shedding the skin. And when I saw the snake, like the letter snake, I just really, it was like, to me, it was almost like it stood naked there, naked. And so it feels like there's a shedding of the shell. It's a shedding of all of these surface layers, the identities, the things that we kind of associate with. We become used to being that thing. It gives us a sense of worth. It gives us a sense of value. But it's an armor. It's a crutch. It's not really real. It's not really where our power comes from, is what I'm getting here. And so it feels like there's an undressing of the masculine archetype within us all. There's an undressing of the ego in a sense, and what is truly our real light, and what is actually just fake light, is what I'm getting. So let's pull some more tarot cards and see what comes through here. What kind of messages come through for the masculine. Also, actually, what I wanted to mention with this snake card, when I saw the snake and I thought like naked, I also heard becoming bear, becoming like the bear. Or no, what did I hear exactly? It's like becoming bear. And I thought like, becoming bare minimum or something like that. But then I remembered that I already pulled the cards for the feminine, and the feminine came out as the bear. That was one of the cards for the feminine. And so it really feels like the masculine archetype is actually becoming aware of the feminine, you know, our egos. Our masculine energies are starting to understand the suffering of the feminine is what comes through, and that is what it kind of leads to this undressing of this like shedding of layers, because when we see that suffering within ourselves or within other people, we realize that these identities or these things that we thought of ourselves, they were not really true. You know, they were lies, they were stories, it wasn't the truth. And so it is this powerful, very challenging energy running through the sign of the masculine right now. Confronting is what I want to say. So let's see if we now can move into the cards. Yes, so we get the 7 of Swords. If you see it here, he's afraid of seeing, actually. He is afraid of the truth. It's interesting, underneath the deck was the Sun card. Explosion of truth. Explosion of what really is. And it's very understandable that our masculine energy is afraid of the truth. Because like I said, you know, when we see the truth, if we have been believing in a lie, if we have been believing that we are something else than what we truly are, that other people are something else than what they truly were, that our purpose is something different than what it truly is, then that seeing of the truth is extremely confronting. And it's just like, it forces us in a sense to reinvest our energy. It's like we cannot, now that we have seen, it's like we cannot continue on the same path anymore, because we know now, and that means that we need to stop. It's like we don't like to stop. Our masculine energy doesn't like to stop. It wants to move forward. It doesn't want to be still. It gets so comfortable if it's still, because then it has to face these self-worth issues. And so a lot of realizations running through the masculine energies right now. Interesting. We have the Father of Wands in reverse. Wow, this is powerful with the Fool energy. This is truly powerful. This is actually what I'm getting with this, is that this is reaching a 0 point. This is about reaching a 0 point. With the Fool, it's about becoming, you know, 0, nothing, nobody. Being comfortable with being absolutely nobody. That is the 0 point that the masculine is moving towards. And what I'm actually getting is that, you know, in our culture, like patriarchy, it's built on doing everything that we can to become someone. You know, it's like if we're not someone in society, then we don't have access to any resources. You know, we're poor. And so there is this deep wounding in the masculine archetype connected to that, because if we all the time have to try to be someone, you know, we're trying to be, we're not, we are not. We're not really existing. We're trying to be. And so what I'm getting with this, particularly the Father of Wands in reverse, is that it's not about being the boss anymore for the masculine archetype. It's actually about being strong enough to be nobody for a moment. And what I'm getting is that when we are able to bring peace, when we're able to hold peace within our body, as we are facing this nothingness, this zero, it's like, it's almost, that is kind of the creation of the new world I'm getting, is that because if we can be comfortable with being nothing, then we will never have to fight again. Then we're always going to be comfortable. We're never going to have to fight. We can always just stand in peace, is what I'm getting. It's like we're bringing peace down to the body and down to the earth. And so this is truly powerful for the masculine, and it's a sense of true power, though. It's not this kind of power that is built on the surface layer, the surface of things. It's connecting to the deeper vulnerability of the feminine, is what I'm getting. It's bringing us back to our feminine energies. It's stripping down the layers of identity and bringing us back to our feminine energies. And so within twin flame relationships, it's like there's a big humbling going on. You know, it's seeing, it's like we're witnessing the vulnerability of our counterpart, our twin, and we're seeing that, you know, what we thought were them was kind of just their programming. It was the shell that is now, you know, ready to decompose. It was kind of the old trees. And the real them, you know, the true them was hidden inside because it was too vulnerable to emerge at that time. But it's like, now there's this shift. So let's see. She actually came out like this. Mother of Cups. And underneath the deck, yes, it's the Two of Wands. There's a choice point. For many twin flames right now, there's a choice point. Which way do you go? Do you continue to, you know, close your eye, to look away, to hide from the truth because it makes us nobody, you know, it makes us confront the fear that we will be nobody? Or do you open up to that and allow yourself to kind of, it's almost like it's this feeling of being in the womb, is what I'm getting with these two cards. It's like this. Or actually, you know, yeah, it's the feeling of being called towards a womb. You know, it's the feminine. The feminine is calling the masculine, but for the masculine to be able to receive that kind of nurturing love from the feminine, he has to be able to see himself as this small bird, you know, not the King of Wands, not the powerful master, but it's actually realizing that, no, I'm this small bird. I was, I wasn't seeing myself clearly. I was attached to all of these ideas, grandiose ideas that, now that the old system is falling, we see that they are not really true anymore. That's not really where our power lies. That's not where our abundance lies. Our abundance lies in our ability to witness vulnerability at this time, because if we witness, if we can see, what's vulnerable, then we can make that grow. Instead of actually, what I'm getting is beating a dead horse, trying to make a dead horse run. And so it's actually about recognizing potential is what I'm getting. And so for the masculine energy, within ourselves, but also within twin flame relationships, I feel this calling towards, that kind of state of unconditional love. And so if your twin flame have been working a lot with their feminine energies, it feels like they are quite close to being able to hold unconditional love for you. And it's like they're calling you to them. But if your twin flame is has not been that much in their feminine energies, maybe they've been running from their feminine energies, avoiding them, then this is you being called towards your own inner divine feminine, your ability, learning how to love yourself, your inner wounded self more deeply, so that you in turn can do this to other people as well. You can learn how to do this to other people, to your twin. It's a choice point. It's do we choose the divine feminine, or do we choose the patriarch, the false light, the sun god, the one that thinks that he is God because he's so afraid of being small. The true him is so afraid of seeing the truth of who he is. As human beings, we can never be God. We can never hold the consciousness of that which, created the entire universe. At least at this point in time. It's like we're too small yet. We can't even witness ourselves, our insights, so how can we witness all of our creation, all of creation? And so I feel that there is this sense of, yes, seeing clearly what is, accepting the truth, forgiving ourselves and forgiving, forgiving the structures that have been, understanding this tree, once it was just an emerging tree. Just because it now it has fallen, now it's old, it's dying, it's being eaten by these different types of fungi, but once it was new, it was the new life. This is kind of the cycles of our universe, is what I'm feeling. And so understanding the masculine, holding compassion for the masculine, is understanding these bigger cycles. Everything will fall, because everything on earth, everything becomes outdated sooner or later. We evolve. That is what I'm feeling. And so there's a lot of potential for deep realizations, seeing things from a larger perspective, from a faraway perspective. It's like the birth of new galaxies. But it's also a lot of potential here for forgiveness, for compassion, for understanding. And that's kind of the root of unconditional love. When we can understand someone, we can understand the why, we can understand the patterns, what happened, why did it happen that way, and we can see that it's not always a choice. But right now I feel that within our masculine energies we do have a choice. We do have a choice. We can choose the new, the zero, the nobody, or we can choose to kind of hold on to the old structures. And we can choose to be slowly undressed in the public eye. Well, that's kind of a interesting story coming through there. So yeah, I'll wrap up. I would love to hear what you think about this. I would love to hear your reflections around what's going on now with the energies. And yes, I talk to you soon, and take care. Goodbye.